Al-Shamari from Kuwait, two-time national champion. She goes in 1. Cara Parker from USA, member of the 4x100 relay bronze winning team here in Doha 2 years ago in 2. There is Okagbare, 32 years old now, Olympic and world long jump silver. Got a great start in Gateshead last weekend in the pouring rain, but then faded to 5th in 11:57, but she'll be much more suited, I'm sure, to the warm conditions here. Marie-Josée Ta Lou also performed very well indeed, came ahead of Shelly-Ann Fraser-Pryce, who's just to her right, to finish in 3rd last weekend, world bronze here 2 years ago in the 100 metres. Ta Lou then, all the experience goes in lane 4. There is Fraser-Pryce, 34 years old now, multiple Olympic and world champion, including the reigning world champion from here 2 years ago, aiming to become the first mother to win an Olympic title in Tokyo in 9 weeks' time. She goes in 5. Javianne Oliver, outstanding indoor season, won the World Indoor Tour, unbeaten inside. She was 6th in Gateshead last weekend. She goes in 6. Hannah Cunliffe in 7, former NCAA indoor champion, based in Florida. She goes in 7. And completing the lineup, Isla Del Ponte from Switzerland, the newly crowned European indoor champion, part of that excellent group based in Papendal with Laura Muley, and the likes of Femke Bol and Nika Klaver. So Del Ponte in 8, Okagbare in 3, Ta Lou in 4, Shelly-Ann Fraser-Pryce, whose biggest motivation, she said, this year is perhaps not retaining her Olympic title, but to go sub 10.7. That is a big deal, she says, for the rest of her career. So the lineup again: Al-Shamari in 1 from Kuwait, Parker, USA in 2, Okagbare, the Nigerian, the tall figure, goes in 3, Ta Lou, the diminutive Ivorian, in 4, Fraser-Pryce, there she is with the headband, in 5, Oliver, USA 6, Cunliffe, USA 7, Del Ponte, Switzerland, in lane 8. Women's 100 metres. Well, once again, Okagbare gets a good start, but Fraser-Pryce already into her running along with Ta Lou. Also going well is Oliver, but Fraser-Pryce coming away with it. Fraser-Pryce lights out into the line. Fraser-Pryce with a slight tailwind, 10.84, the winning time. Well, that's progress, and of course, a completely different race, totally different conditions. And having laboured to 11:57 last weekend in the driving rain in the northeast of England, well, you could say normal service resumed here. A season's best for Shelly-Ann Fraser-Pryce. 9 weeks to go until the Olympic Games in Tokyo, and I'm sure she'll say little steps, baby steps, stepping stones, preparation, and that will feel good. Okagbare coming in 2nd place and continuing her excellent start to the season. But victory there for the double Olympic champion.
Yeah, very impressive indeed. And I actually had the chance to interview her in Gateshead about the season ahead, and we talked about the fact she'd missed last year because Olympics. She had such a good 2019. What a good start here again tonight. And it's that platform of consistency which gave her that World Championship in 2019. 11 times. It was her best year ever for running under 11 seconds in 2019. 11 sub-11 second performances, and here we are early, as you said, Chris, still fairly early in the season. Gateshead wasn't the place to do it, but a scintillating run here from Shelly-Ann Fraser-Pryce. 34, mum, all of that sort of thing going on, but is still going to be right up there. Let no one have any doubt whatsoever. As good as Dina Asher-Smith was, as good as Sha'Carri Richardson is looking, Shelly-Ann Fraser-Pryce, and of course, let's not forget Elaine Thompson. Okagbare is in the mix, but she keeps running like this, starting like this, consistency. She can pop that. She's talked about sub 10.7, and who knows, that's what it might need come Tokyo, because they're all running quick. I'm sure they're all
The 2021 Doha stop of the Diamond League served as yet another reminder that Shelly-Ann Fraser-Pryce's command of the women's 100 meters is far from fading. Clocking 10.84 seconds, she delivered a run that, barely 10 weeks before the Tokyo Games, sent a clear signal. The Jamaican superstar wasn't simply preparing for the Olympics. She was shaping herself into the woman everyone else would have to chase for gold. In the build-up, fans expected a renewed clash with Sha'Carri Richardson after their high-profile encounter in Gateshead. But Richardson's last-minute exit due to cramping shifted the spotlight entirely onto Fraser-Pryce. Even without that duel, the lineup remained stacked. Marie-Josée Ta Lou, Blessing Okagbare, and Javianne Oliver were all present, eager to test their form against the sport's most decorated sprinter. When the gun fired, Fraser-Pryce wasted no milliseconds asserting control. Her explosive first steps, long regarded as the best in the business, instantly pulled her ahead of the field. Ta Lou and Oliver tried to stay within striking distance, yet Fraser-Pryce's razor-sharp technique and perfectly managed transition phase kept them from closing in. With a gentle tailwind helping her along, she surged across the line in 10.84, a world away from the rain-beaten 11.57 she produced in Gateshead just days earlier. Doha's warm, calm conditions finally allowed her to showcase the clean execution and raw velocity that define her signature style. But this run was more than a fast early-season outing. It was another data point in a career built on relentless excellence. In 2019 alone, she dipped under 11 seconds 11 times en route to reclaiming the World Championship title. Now, at 34 and balancing elite sport with motherhood, she continued to stretch the limits of longevity in sprinting. Her goals weren't modest either. She openly targeted a time below 10.70, viewing it as the ideal statement piece for the final years of her career. Even with Fraser-Pryce commanding the narrative, Blessing Okagbare's performance was impossible to overlook. She grabbed second place with an assertive effort that hinted at major things to come. Her tall frame and powerful stride were unmistakable markers that she would remain a threat as the season advanced. With Elaine Thompson-Herah and Shericka Jackson also sharpening their form, anticipation for the Tokyo 100m showdown intensified with every passing race. For track and field observers, Doha served as yet another chapter in the ever-expanding story of Fraser-Pryce's greatness. Already acknowledged as one of the defining athletes of her era, she continued to dismantle assumptions about age, motherhood, and peak performance. Whenever she steps onto a track, one thing stays constant. Spectators know they are watching an active legend, one who continues to carve her legacy with every stride. Fraser-Pryce's Doha performance also reignited conversations about how she continually reinvents herself. Each season, she seems to return with sharper execution, deeper focus, and a renewed competitive fire that defies the usual arc of a sprinter's career. Her ability to thrive under pressure, adapt to evolving competition, and maintain technical precision has turned every race she runs into a masterclass, one that younger athletes study and veterans admire.